So I have set myself the goal of earning £50,000 in 1 year by self-publishing a book series. Can I do it? Can I make £50,000 in 1 year? Let's see. So you might be wondering what qualifies me to be a writer, to go for this crazy goal of earning £50,000. So I've realised that I haven't even introduced myself. Very strange. So my name is Gary Moore. I'm a writer. I'm from Sunderland. I'm based in the northeast of England, and I've been writing since the age of 18. So that's a good 4 years. I won't tell you how old I am. So anyway, I started off writing novels, but I eventually kind of sidestepped that and I became a script writer. And then I became a film director, and I've made over 50 short films, and I've won several awards for that. You can see some of those awards up here, a couple up there. But I've never worked in the like kind of film industry proper. It's always been kind of like an amateur filmmaker, and I've had a few feature scripts optioned, but they were by professional companies, but they were never turned into films. So those deals didn't really materialize. So I was kind of on the verge of breaking into the the proper film industry, but I never really made it, and I gave up. But I did make my own feature film, which I put my own money into, and that took me 10 years to complete, and that film's called Melanie's Grave. It was completed last year, 2024. It was released on Amazon Prime, Amazon Video, Apple TV, Tubi TV. So it's out there if you want to go and have a look at it. And there's lots of videos on my TikTok. I kind of lots of earlier videos if you want to go back, talking about that film. There's trailers, there's little teaser trailers and things. So if you want to have a look at that, go and have a look at that. Then in 2016, I published my first ever novel, and that was a science fiction called Stephanie Steele. I'll show you. I've got it up here. That was my first book, Stephanie Steele, and I was using a pen name, which I've discarded now. Published that in 2016, and then I withdrew it after a short period of time because I didn't have the money to market it, so I wasn't putting myself out there. I wasn't doing the TikTok video. I wasn't even on TikTok at that particular time. I wasn't marketing it, and then I found that there was a lot of people who were kind of pirating it, and that just peed me off, and I took it down altogether. But I later found out that's quite a common practice, so a lot of authors just ignore that, to be honest, because it's a common thing. You can't really do anything about it. So what I do intend to do actually is I'm going to re-edit this. I'm going to get another cover design because I'm not entirely satisfied with that particular cover. And obviously I'm going to stick my own name on, and I'm going to republish that one, hopefully by the end of this year. Maybe at the beginning of next year. I don't know. See how it goes. Now, I've also, in the same year, 2016, I had two short horror stories published in two separate anthologies, and those anthologies, when they were released on Amazon, they outsold Stephen King on Amazon. So I'm very proud of that, and I'll show you those books. So the first volume was called Twisted, and lots of different horror stories in there. Let's see if I can find mine. It's in here somewhere. There it is. It's called Dog Lived, which I thought was a clever title, because if you read it backwards, it's called Devil God, and that was what it was about. Again, you can see that was the name that I was using at the time. So that was quite a successful book when it came out. Now, I don't earn any royalties from this book or the other book that I'm going to show you, simply because I entered a competition and the prize was to get published in the book. There was no royalties. So whoever published the book, which is Create 50, they would be earning a shit ton of money out of that, and I am earning. That's the second book. It's called Twisted's Evil Little Sister. Yeah, and that's got a load of more short horror stories in. And let's see if I can find mine. There it is. It's called The Nasties. There's the name that I was using before. So, two little. They're still available on Amazon, so you can get them as well. I'm not bothered whether you buy them or not because I don't earn anything from them. So, like I say, I've been writing since the age of 18. I didn't really have much focus with my writing, to be honest, because at that time, which was back in the late 80s and early 90s when I was first starting writing, the internet was in its infancy, but it wasn't widely available. People didn't have home computers. You didn't have mobile phones. You couldn't just access. People nowadays have got access to the internet just in their pocket. Bring out the phone, click, you're on there. With me, didn't even have a computer when I started writing. I used to write in notepads with a pen, freehand, and then I went on to write with a typewriter. I had a little typewriter, and then obviously I got my first computer, and then it became a whole lot easier to write stuff and print stuff off. But I didn't have any access to like the internet where you couldn't like just Google something and find out how to do something. It was all just kind of reading other books and trying my best to kind of write stuff. And the stuff that I was writing then was absolutely, I've still got everything, to be honest. And it's all just crap nonsense, to be honest. And then I got into screenwriting and I did a course on screenwriting. So, and then I became a filmmaker. So that kind of sidetracked me from writing novels. I mean, I was still writing. I was writing film scripts, and they're kind of this similar format. You've got your 3-act structure. So I've learned a lot. I've learned my writing craft from script writing, basically. And then I still did the odd kind of novel kind of writing, but so far I've only published that one novel, which I've withdrawn, but I'm going to republish it. And then what I'm going to do with this particular series that I'm going to publish and try and make 50 grand from, I'm going to continue writing that. So I'm going to get the first 4 books out straight away very soon, and then continue to write more and hopefully get at least a couple more books out before the end of 2025. So I haven't got much time really, but what I need to be doing is concentrating on getting these first 4 books out and then marketing them successfully. Because if I don't market them successfully, then what's the point of writing more books in that series if these 4 books are not going to be successful? So yeah, I need to concentrate on that. Right, that's it for this video. So I'll see you in the next one. And I'm going to continue that journey of hopefully making 50 grand.